Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Roseville Wrecking Ball. The Roseville Wrecking Ball.
Joshua Shrum. He is a very talented steward, very knowledgeable.
The Roseville Wrecking Ball. This is one of those podcasts where I listen to every episode. I love what he's putting out there.
The Roseville Wrecking Ball. Josh Shrum.
Parcels of Knowledge. Does a fantastic job with that podcast.
The Roseville Wrecking Ball. He is an Article 8 scholar, and thank God. We need Article 8 scholars right now.
Tune into the Parcels of Knowledge podcast while you're on the route. That's the mailman's playbook, brother.
Good morning, and welcome back to Parcels of Knowledge, the podcast dedicated to delivering knowledge to the city letter carrier with your host, the Roseville Wrecking Ball. Today, I'm breaking down day 3 of the convention. So, where we left off, let's see. First day, we basically only got to 16 amendments out of 41. So, we did our AM classes, and I did conversion in the ADR process, which was actually pretty good. They made the comment that this may be the last class you attend, and they were correct. That was the last class we're going to attend, because they canceled all future classes to make way for the convention, the general session. So unfortunately for us, we just didn't have any more classes. But that's fine, because I was actually worried about getting through the business anyway. When we got to general session, there was a national anthem, and one of the letter carriers played it on their guitar. So that was kind of cool. Let's see. Then they added someone that was not in the moment of silence from yesterday. A fallen carrier. I accidentally forgot them, so they brought back the moment of silence for that person. Today was Veterans Day. So they thanked veterans. Well, ask them to stand up. And then we got into the business. Number 17 amendment. Let's see. This was an amendment where the national president would act in the interest of the membership. So the executive board disapproved this one for really stupid reasons. They said all officers must work in the best interests, not just the president. And by saying that the president must act in the best interest of the membership, that would exclude the obligation for the other 27 officers. The writer, Paul Ballinger, rose to speak for it and said it was ridiculous, that they need to follow the rules and act in our best interest. During the processing of this motion, Conrad, which is one of my friends, made a point of order on the confusing voting. The fact of the matter was that for decades we voted on the disapproval or approval of the Executive Council instead of voting on the subject matter itself. So, as they said on my wrecking crew earlier today, if the Executive Board disapproved it, which they did for 40 out of 41, well, then you would have to vote no to be in support of it, which was confusing. But he made a point of order, and he was quoting Robert's rules, and they made it come to a vote. Conrad called for division, and it turns out 3,000 people decided to uphold the old way for whatever reason, and 1,000 people decided to vote in favor of changing it to what it should be. Somebody called for the question for number 17, and then it did not pass. We don't have numbers because it was verbal. All right, so we move on to number 19 for the amendments, because 18 was, 18 was withdrawn. Number 19 was it was about having a committee comprising of a 5-member committee that's president, vice president, executive vice president, city delivery, and director of safety and health that would work together to do contract negotiations. The executive board said they disapproved it because it undermines the chief bargaining representative and does not they don't like the word deliberative because of its potential interpretation. Mike Brim called for the question, and then it didn't pass. Somebody who's been waiting for a long time said that they wanted to rise for a point of information, and they said that we should be civil to one another, and then they thanked the veterans. Moving on to number 20. On number 20, most of these was to amend Article 9, Section 1, which is about collective bargaining. Number 20 said that they would bring agreements to the membership for approval or rejection prior to bringing it to the service for ratification. And what they said was this was illogical, and it would prevent them from negotiation without first sending it to the membership, which was not possible. This one did not pass. Number 21 and 22 got withdrawn. We voted to vote for 24 through 32 in block, which 24 through 32 were all amendments trying to reduce the pay of particular executive board members. But that one's not on the floor yet. We go to 23. For 23, we got to posting positions on the members-only portal prior to filling them, and notice to people in those positions prior to being removed. That's what number 23 was about. There was disapproval by the Executive Council. And they said that if we're to post on the members-only portal, it would interfere with things like the NAA, because sometimes the need is immediate, and posting would prevent immediate response. Also, they had concerns where an employee must be removed immediately, which would create a liability if they couldn't do that without having to draft a notice first. The speaker, which was the writer of the motion, expressed that it would not limit them. All it does is provide equal opportunity, transparency, and accountability. Bodner asked to make an amendment to this proposal, add the words full-time. There's actually 2 amendments. They changed the word prior to upon the, and then it failed. by 2,470 to 1,253. While they were counting, we had a Swedish guest speaker speak about mail delivery and the struggle over there. For 24 through 32, which, just to remind you, they were all voted to vote in block, and they were all reducing the executive council's pay. It was recommended to disapprove. They said that it does not serve them because it's not needed, and it limits people who will want to be in those positions. They also argued that people in Washington, D.C. need higher pay for the fact that they need to move their families. Somebody made a motion to amend the amendment. That was denied. Tyler Basser delivered a great testimony for the amendment. And then there was a call for question. This amendment ultimately failed. All from 24 to 32. I don't have a number count because we only have number counts where they call for division. Most of these are verbal, or sometimes when we stand up, they're decided by the fact that the speaker, Brian Renfro, can visually see that there's more people standing up for yes or more people standing up for no. So this is one of those ones where we didn't call for division. Number 33, which was, pardon me, I gotta flip in my book. By the way, I'm a very bad guy today. I woke up at 4:30 instead of 4, so I'm kind of slacking. Number 33, which was posting rules, regulations, or procedures on the members-only page. They voted, the Executive Council said, disapprove it, please, because no amendment is necessary because we can already modify the website. They thought it was unnecessary and out of place. Unfortunately, it did not pass. Number 34, removal of officers. No, that's not yet. Number 34 is, it's another one where the Executive Council should, together with the President, do collective bargaining. Brian Renfro moved that it was substantially the same as number 20, which ended up making it so that we did not vote on it. Number 35, removal of officers. Number 35 says that when constituting a person who's in charge of the investigation of Article 10 charges, that they would do that within 30 days. Elect a person who is a disinterested party as a person who would investigate the charge. They said they wanted it to be disapproved. It would change the charge process from as soon as practicable to within 30 days. And they think that as soon as practicable has served them well for over 50 years. They need to find a volunteer for such job. It's not always possible within 30 days. Does not allow for the best choice, but it does allow for a faster choice. The Speaker of the motion said that it took 125 days for someone to be put in a position to do that job. And then someone made a motion to read only the charges from now on, the changes, when we're doing these proposals. And that passed. But after that, we had a vote for number 35, and that was denied. Number 36, which was a change to Article 12. They wanted to add language that basically we have so many contract resolutions that get passed that we forget about. Like, for example, they use the example of birthdays being included as part of your holidays. And they said that once these things get passed and they don't get put in the contract, we oftentimes forget about them. So, in order to keep things as relevant as possible and fresh in our minds, this amendment would ask that they be re-reviewed every 5 years to either be approved or disapproved again. This was ultimately voted against. Let me take a look. For some reason, it did not pass. Number 38. This was a amendment for any tentative agreement to be presented to the membership. No, I'm sorry. Any tentative agreement to be presented to the Executive Council for review and accepted by majority before it goes to the membership before ratification. There was 2 paragraphs. Second paragraph was withdrawn because as they were talking about their disapproval, they said, we approve the first paragraph. We don't approve the second paragraph. So, Paul Bolanger, the writer of the motion, said, hey, I want to withdraw the second paragraph, and I'll accept your approval of the first paragraph. So the first paragraph basically said, yes, Executive Council gets to see the tentative agreement for review by simple majority. It would then go to the membership for ratification for collective bargaining. So we talked about it for a while, and then we ended up passing that one. For point of information, David Mudd said he was outvoted on the Executive Council. He said he was not in favor of this one because he said that he didn't like the fact that 28 people get to decide whether or not we get to see the proposal. But I disagree because I think right now one person gets to decide whether or not we see the proposal. And then prior to that, for whatever reason, the membership voted down that the membership gets to see the proposal before it goes to the Postal Service for ratification. So I don't know what other choices you want. I think it's better to not just have the one sole choice be the president. Unfortunately, the rest of the day, as for amendments, wasn't too dramatic. We did vote on an amendment for not engaging in stipulated agreements. A lot of members were speaking for it. Charlie Hege's branch kept getting up and coming to the mic and calling for the question. And I don't know, they were always with questionable intentions, but my apologies to Branch 36. But still, I don't know about all that. But we went and did a break after that, after the final amendments were done. We had 41. We finally got through all 41. We did a break. So we came back and we did nominations. So The official nominations were President, 4 choices: Nicole Ryan, Lou Drass, James Henry, Mike Cariff. EVP, 2 choices: Corey Walton, Manny Peralta. VP, 2 choices: Mark Camilli, Kamisha Simpson-Lewis. Secretary-Treasurer, 3 choices. No, actually, there was 2 because Anita Guzik was accidentally put in. It was Rocky Ocasio and Mac Julian. Assistant Secretary-Treasurer, Larissa Pardon and Esteban Ramirez. City Delivery, Chris Jackson, David Mudd. Director of Safety and Health, Sean Boyd, Robert Cozier. Director of Retired Members, Anita Guzik, Dan Toth. Life Insurance Director, Philip Rodriguez, Jim Yates. Health Benefits, Stephanie Stewards, Henry Cardero, Kevin Summers. Nomination for Trustee, Charlie Heege, John Cruz, Elise Foster, Jeffrey Ragnar, Bill Heller, Sandy Lamel, Howard Comini, and David Grosskopf Jr. NBA of Region 1, Alan Rios, Chris Reed. NBA of Region 2, Nick Vafiatis, Debbie Dixon. NBA of Region 3, Ronnie Morgan, won by acclamation. NBA of Region 4, John Robles, won by acclamation. NBA of Region 5, Dave Teagarden, won by acclamation. NBA of Region 6, Walt McGregory, Kyle Incencio. NBA of Region 7, Patrick Johnson, Elliott Simmons. NBA of Region 8, Steve Lassen, Dana Chambliss, Chris Strickland. NBA of Region 9, Eddie Davidson, Carolyn Jones. NBA of Region 10, Carrie Blau. Hopefully I didn't kill your names, guys. I'm sorry. Billy Moody. NBA of Region 11, Mike Brim, Mike Hayden. NBA of Region 12, Brian Thompson, Bill Kriebel. NBA of Region 13, Jerry Kerner Jr., Veda Preston. NBA of Region 14, Kenny. I really can't say his name. I'm just going to call him Kenny J. Tom Rooney. NBA of Region 15, Ray Jancio, Orlando Gonzalez. And we have 30 AFL-CIO delegate options. Let's see. Pascual Ortiz, Jamie Lukens, Jeff Parr, C. Moline, Josh Town, Jared Miner, Ethel Bibbs, Tim Green, Lloyd Doucet, Paul Rozzi, Homer Hernandez, Zach Chasberger, Sarah Cuello, Jamie Drayton Bay, Crystal Kachowski, Jonathan Morris, Kathy Jones, Michael J. O'Neill, Trevor Haas, Kim Mortensen, Crispus Sampieri, Derek Simpson, John Murphy, Michael Townsend, Cindy Connor, Alex Krigo, Elaine Jones, Aaron LeDuc, Margot O'Neill, and Ron Zaleski. And then we concluded. It was 8.5 hours. We did a Wrecking Crew Wednesday, which I did post, so you already know that. And that was about it. I'm a slacker today. I woke up late, 30 minutes late at 4:30 a.m. But I'm going to have this posted immediately. And then I'm going to do my normal segment right now where we're going to do the appreciations and the shout-outs from the convention floor. And hopefully you guys learned something valuable today. Have yourself a wonderful day, guys. See you later on.
This is Eric Kendall, branch 348 out of Eureka, California. down here at the convention. Just want to give a shout out to all the carriers back in the branch listening. Another huge shout out to our former president, Jake Dixon, who's been instrumental in mentoring me as a new shop steward, and appreciate all his advice. And yeah.
Yeah, this is our Carl, branch 348, Arcata Post Office. And shout out to Josh. It's 6 a.m. and he got up early, meets us before the convention even starts. He's all about that business.
Hey, Richard Hall, branch 461 from LA.
Tim Snyder, branch 461 from LA.
Ben Kaiser, branch 373, Iowa City, Iowa. Here at the National Convention in LA. Just shouting out to everyone back at home. Stay safe, drink plenty of water, and we're trying to do our best to help you guys all out. Hopefully we get a good contract on the next one.
Hey, this is Mike Pieper. I'm from Austin, Texas, from Branch 181. Listen to Josh's podcast all the time. He does a great job. And I just want to shout out my branch back home, Austin, Texas, 181. Let's go.
All right.
So let's shout out to all the people in Region 11. This is Mike Brim running for NBA. Been doing this a long time now, boys. Trained over 400 stewards in the region. Trained a lot of stewards in Region 6. Done 3 national arbitration trainings now. Let's just keep this ball rolling. Let's keep the region on the right course. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
How you doing, everybody? Christopher Sampieri from Branch 18, wishing everybody a great and festivus third day of the convention. I don't know what I was supposed to say, but I love every single one of you.
Hi, my name is Trevor Haas. I'm running for National AFL-CIO Delegate. I'm from Branch 132. I'm also a board member of the Texas State Association of Letter Carriers. We're here for letter carriers. We've been doing it. We are putting the fight in for labor. We're putting the fight in for letter carriers, and we're not going anywhere. Thank you.
Okay, let's go again.
Marvin Rural, branch 4065, North Texas. Go Cowboys.
All right, hey, this is Mitch Hansen, branch 4065. Give a shout out to my wife for allowing me to do all this union work. Thank you.
Yep, this is Adam Bustos, Madera Post Office, NALC branch 231. Shout out to all the carriers in Madera, California.
Oh, my name is Evita Jones, and I want to shout out Branch 247. I'm the vice president. And I want to shout out Darren Barnes, which is Branch 247 president.
All right. Good morning. I'm Shaquintia Johnson out of Hampton, Virginia, Branch 247. I just want to shout out all the amazing carriers and stewards and everybody that came to Los Angeles this year.
What's going on, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, friends of the National Convention? It's your boy, it's your host from the 763 podcast, Austin Webb. I just want to give a quick shout out to all the podcasters out here this week putting out episodes like crazy, especially like this guy Shrum over here. I mean, this guy is a workaholic. Let me tell you, if I could get out that many podcasts in a week, I don't know how the man sleeps, but hey, he's out here doing the work. Just want to give a quick shout out to all of them. Love y'all. Bye.
This is Ken McNeil from Branch 116, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Come on out, show some CLC pride. It is Blackout Day here on Nomination Day. James Henry, Corey, and Walt McGregor for Region 6. Let's go.
Hi, Edmund DeVore of Branch 24. Happy Hump Day to everybody. This is the middle of the convention, and things are about to get started right now. The nomination's going to be coming up. So shout out to all those who are going to be nominated today. Everyone, let's finish strong.
If these guys are getting educated, we will be in big trouble.
Management's been weighing you down like a bag of wet catalogs, but you don't gotta take it. You strap on the elbow of education, dig it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Roseville Wrecking Ball. The Roseville Wrecking Ball.
The Roseville Wrecking Ball. He is an Article 8 scholar, and thank God. We need Article 8 scholars right now. The Grievous Genius and the Roseville Wrecking Ball doing amazing work.
Tune into the Parcels of Knowledge podcast while you're on the route. That's the Mailman's Playbook, brother.